we do a sneeze, and this is what happens. I've got holes in my mouth at the moment, so if you're wondering why I sound like I've got an mouth, that's why. Because I need this at the moment. Anyway, all I want to know. Welcome to Ghost of Tsushima. I'm doing it. We're doing this game. We're playing it. Before I start, I would like to point out that I played a chunk of this game at launch, didn't touch it since. So I vaguely remember the first 2 acts of this game. Vaguely. It's Ghosts of Tsushima. I just need to quickly change the title name. Holy shit. I thought it was Ghost. Turns out it's Ghosts. I'm fucked up. Right. For players who want a well-rounded gameplay experience with a moderate challenge, for players unafraid of death who are brave enough to face the ultimate challenge, death is always close. We're gonna stick with medium. Samurai cinema. Tsushima, Japan. I should probably point out I'm playing the PS4 version of this game. Not that I think that matters. Wait, hang on. Oh shit. Okay, and off we go. Okay, that's a bit awkward. I didn't notice that before. If I generally have the option to use sort of like original language, over the one that I over English dub than I always do, because often more effort's gone into the original dub than the one after. But it appears as if the lip sync for this game is actually geared towards the English dub. That's incredibly weird, because I'm just looking at their mouth movements and following the subtitles, and it works like that, but it does not match up to the Japanese version whatsoever. I love the aesthetic. Frame rate's definitely taking a hit, but that is because I played the PS4 version rather than the PS5 version. But then again, this game releases a PS4 version, so okay, so we just have to wait. Continue going easy. I'm treating this as if I'm playing it for the first time, because once again I haven't actually played it since launch. And I haven't actually I didn't actually progress very far in it, I don't think. I'm not quite sure. It felt very weird, because at the point in the game which I was at when I stopped playing, it felt like I'd made like a shit ton of progress, but then but I've only put a few hours into it. I'll sort of try and describe what I mean when we get into I'll sort of try and get into what I mean when thanks for telling me that this late. I'll sort of try and get into what I mean when we get into the game proper. This is definitely a game that's going to survive on its art style. God, I'm getting flashbacks to Crusader Kings. The Mongol Empire, oh no. Whenever you play Crusader Kings 3, or what I do for Crusader Kings games, and the Mongol Empire shows up, this is what it's like close down. This is what happens. Oh no. I'm always iffy about these openings. Seeing our protagonist fall is a very big part of the hero's journey, as the storytelling method is called. The method should be to kill the player almost to to kill the protagonist to almost an indefinite degree, only for them to come back for the story to take place. If that makes sense, like chop an arm off or something for sure, but don't continuously fire arrows into their back and then tell me, oh yeah, they're gonna be fine, they're gonna make it out of this, they're gonna go back for revenge. Someone was proud of the sweat on these models.
はずの戦にも全て打ち勝ってきたのだろう。だが己が刃を研ぐ間に我らの手はずは整った。学んだのだ。この国の言葉、しきたり、信仰、どの村を飼いならし焼き払うかをな。
I mean, besides from the latter, he basically just said that he took a diplomatic approach rather than one of murder? Is that right? Than one of war, I guess. I seemingly remember that this game came out at a weird time. Like a lot of samurai and ninja games were coming out around this time. Grasp the sword in the palm of your hand. Rightio. I mean, as I said, this looks gorgeous. As someone who reviews this sort of stuff, I'm curious as to know as whether or not, a bit like the Far Cry games at times, this is either a set piece, like it's meant to look gorgeous just as this, or whether or not when we go into the full part of the game, we will start encountering stuff like this a bit more often. Okay, so we've already got a contextual button. R2 is an interesting button to make contextual, but you know, button's a button. It's comfortable to press, that's all good. Oh, sharpening the blade. Can we actually have a look at the this is something that I generally do at the start of a playthrough all the time whenever we stream this sort of stuff. I go into controls and I sort of do a little breakdown. I'm an idiot there. Okay, so R2 is fire, so hold select stance or quickfire weapon if we, I guess that's if we tap it. Block, quickfire. Okay, so either R2 or R1. That's interesting. Okay, heavy attack dash. Okay, well, by the looks of things, every button has a place. That's normally what I go into this to sort of focus on, so good. This is one of the things that I criticise Sekiro. It's during like a good 50% of your time playing that game, the buttons had no purpose. I mean, we just, I know it sounds weird, but when we were playing Little Big Planet before, that was something else that we criticised with that as well. The fact that nearly half the controller is useless. No, half the controller in that game is useless. It's only there for sort of like aesthetical purposes. Awesome. I was going to say it's got a lot of armour on, be careful where you're putting that sword, but in the gut and the neck. Awesome. Okay. The attention to detail is pretty cool so far. Okay.
You know.
Where are we going? Can I... Sorry, but I'm just wondering if I can like slap this in like a performance mode or something. I assume the game run better than it looked, you know.
You know, mate. Shimura dono wa ore no uji da.
あんたが堺人か。地頭の多いの。
しておじ上は生きておいでか。
おそらくね。猛虎に囚われてるけど。
場所はわかるか。
東の海岸沿い。
金田の木であろう。おじ上を捕らえたことで守りも。
The inconsistent frame rate is bugging me.
攻め入るなら今しかない。
殺されるよ。
Once again, I get that this is because it's a game that was geared towards PS4 Pro and PS5, but it's still released. Big hmm.
死なれちゃ困るからさ。手を貸してほしい。
Especially when like model quality isn't amazing. Like as I said, the art style's the thing that's carrying it here, but I can't say that there's anything that I'm looking at that would warrant the dip in frame rate. For a PS3 game, I would understand, but oh, this is a weird camera. Now, tutorialization is something that's always interesting to me because, regardless whether or not your game is a narrative-focused game, you want to make sure that in terms of tutorialization you don't force it. So that way, if a player comes back to the game later on, they can sort of like mesh through things quicker if they want to.
あいつらに見つかっちまう。
一か八かだ。
待って、荷車が。今だ。
Now, whilst we haven't had too many button prompts, yeah, whilst we haven't had too many button prompts, there's a lot of contextual shit that's happening.
戻してやろう。空手じゃ心もとない。使えそうなものもらっときな。
娘というのか。
持ち主はとっくに死んでる。
I think when it comes to stuff like this, it's always more to do with that. I always have more of an issue with this sort of stuff if I'm presented with doing the exact same thing for a longer period of time. This is one path that we've been going through. We haven't really been given any choices here but to walk forward. So we've been doing the equivalent of a walking simulator so far, apart from at the start where we've killed some people, but even then I wouldn't say that we've been doing a lot even at the start of this game. I know, like, what, like nearly half an hour into it I'm already talking like this, but it's important, yeah. You can have pacing in a game as well, and if you don't let the player do what they want within a period of time, some things can feel a little annoying, to say the least. I know that's subjective, but for me, like, the sooner I get into a game and I can actually play it, the better. Because if you have a long introduction like this, the chances of me going back to play it again after I've beaten it, they're not high.
心得ています。刃を操るには何よりもまずその心を鎮めねばならんぞ。できます、叔父上。そうか。
そうか。
稽古の成果を見せてみろ。わしを撃ってみよ。はい、叔父上。近くに来い。
I see, is that like a poise meter?
よろしい。さように戦えれば技をつけられることもなかったな。不意をつかれたんです。ではその技をつけた者が戻ってきたら、汚い手もためらわぬ相手からいかにして身を守る。私の方が身軽でしょう。間合いの外から疲れるのを待って人たちで倒します。よろしい。敵がいかに策を巡らそうとも武士たる者は臆すことなく戦わねばならない。
Okay, I mean, I know that's suggesting that the player be patient with this title, but what was the button for lock on? Did we have one? There isn't a lock on button. That's going to be an issue.
優ある武士だと示してみよう。攻撃で防御を崩し、素早く打ち込め。やめよ。降参だ。加減しましたね。しておらん。太刀であったらわしは死んでおった。嘘です。お前に
Okay. It's awkward because yeah, I got that. Resolve meter, okay. So again, resolve by killing. Harry. Okay, the time for that's pretty generous. So the issue with that is Jin's locked on to the enemy we're fighting, but the camera isn't. And to be honest, I'd sooner have the camera be locked on than Jin locked on. I mean, one thing about action games is that when it comes to stuff like this, at least with like a Souls game that's designed for one-on-one combat, similar to this, having a lock-on buttons for the camera is the most important thing, because you want that free movement whilst you're moving about, but at the same time you want to make sure that your thumb is in the perfect position to press any of the face buttons that you need to. So in this case, I should be prioritizing attacking, then I should be moving the camera with the right analog stick, if that makes sense. Especially with things like that, how am I meant to see the prompt if I can't see him, you know? So that's going to be something that's going to be interesting later on, especially when we come up against most likely more than one enemy. We're not finished yet. No idea what was going on up there, but okay. The following leaves are very pretty. How big's the tree? I'm looking at some very skinny green trees in the background and one autumn-ish tree right behind them to the left, but how big's that tree to produce that many leaves? The effort to put that in was pretty cool. We weren't locked on then. I really do hope that there's a button that accounts for that, because it's going to be really awkward later on if I can't focus up on a single person and I have to like swing Jin awkwardly around. Otherwise he's literally going to be swinging at thin air. That was weird. Okay. Point that at the target you wish. Oh. That was awesome. I like that quite a lot, actually. It's still, I'm still annoyed about the camera, but okay, that's cleared up that at least. That means that it's accounting for fighting multiple people. Return to what? Well, where is she going? What the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? Defeat the Mongols. I'm coming with you, and she just runs up ahead. Like, okay. Are you even standing? No, okay. Oh shit! There's a Lux digital horse available here, but you've chosen the black horse. If you choose this horse, a deluxe. I'm fucking sorry. What? A deluxe digital horse is available here, but you've chosen the black horse. If you choose this horse, it will be with you for your entire journey. Are you sure you want that over the deluxe digital horse? This deluxe digital horse with that is some shit. Could you imagine if we got to this point and I didn't have the director's cut of this game and you got to him and it's like, hey, yeah, by the way, did you know that you could get the deluxe the digital deluxe version of this game? Did you know that? Like, nah, fuck that. Fuck that. I don't want that shit. You've chosen to name your horse Kage. This will become your companion's name for your entire journey. Are you sure? Or do you want to use the digital deluxe name? That's all I'm going to see now whenever I get prompts like that. Do you want to choose the digital deluxe version of this? Like, no. That's the thing. If I get something like like a collector's edition version of a game, that's because I have faith in the developers and I want to contribute towards them, right? That's not necessarily because I want the extra stuff. It's like a Patreon, essentially, in my mind. I think that the idea of like obviously I want to be rewarded for that, but giving me stuff for like pre-ordering a game, for example, and to basically say, okay, the game's easy for you because you decided to play this game before other people decided to get it. It's like I don't care. Or if I like receive a beta for a game or something like that, an early build, and then I'm given stuff that essentially makes the game easier later on. I don't want that. Like, sure, give me extra content, but like that's cool and everything, but don't then give me content that actually makes the game easier as a result, if that makes sense. Standoffs. See, I know that soon we get the ability to do stealth, which is fine, but we still get the ability to do standoffs, and I feel like that the lesson he learns from doing stealth sort of contradicts the reason why he's doing the standoffs, and he knows this, but you can still do it. It's I don't know if it's gonna conflict. It's narrative dissonance. That's what it is. That was awesome. Right, let's do this. What's happening over here? Ah, now that's brought an interesting thing into the situation. Interesting death animation. Right. So now this game's going to give me a very good reason as to why I should break an enemy's stance over doing that. Like, obviously it takes more time, but if I practice, I become more patient. If I see an enemy run at me, for example, why should I not take that route? Like, that's just a one-hit kill. Hmm.
俺が戻らねば森に逃げろ。
If I can quickly just go over this and sort of explain what I mean before we proceed. Also, if you're new to these sections where I just pause the game and talk a little bit about it, hi, this is what I do on this channel. Anyway, whenever a game introduces like a light and heavy attack situation, I get a little nervous, right? Because essentially what I see in my mind is a way to do quick attacks and then pull out of a situation. And then if I've got the time and I've earned it to perform a heavy attack then and then alone. So there is circumstances for both buttons to exist. However, if I'm in a scenario like I was just in then, where enemies are running at me, I've got enough time to charge up my heavy attack before they even reach me, so there's no reason why I wouldn't do that, especially if it's a one-hit kill. If I'm spamming triangle in order to break their guard, and then I go in with either another heavy attack or a flurry of light attacks to kill them off, why would I not dodge and time my attacks in order to perform a heavy one-hit kill strike right then and there? One just seems to be... Okay, well that's what happens when I pause again. One just seems to be a little bit more a bit over the top than the other. See, at least there, they addressed it by having the dude with a shield. Can I want to see if I can parry him. Can I? Am I not rewarded for the parry, though? Oh, okay, so it goes right for the defenses straight away. Okay. See, this is why I talk about these things, because then I'm like, okay, from this point forward, I'm going to be on the lookout to see if there is anything that addresses what I just said. Instantly afterwards, there's a dude with a shield. That's why you shouldn't go in with a charged up heavy attack right then and there for a one-hit kill. But then, and you've also got the the dudes with the spears, and they address why you should be able to parry everything as well. So there are circumstantial things happening about the place now, which is great, because now there are events and scenarios where I just can't do, where I have to react differently to the game intentionally, rather than the game just straight up doing what something like Lords of the Fallen does, where there is no reason not to use certain abilities or certain attacks. Even Elden Ring, there's never a reason not to use something like an Ash of War attack at all times when you've got the chance to do so in something like Elden Ring. I should probably address this as well. Comparing this to a game like Elden Ring is possible. You can compare anything to anything else, it's about how relevant it is. And in this case, they are both action games. Ergo, there you go. But yeah, it's responsive and reactive as well. It is just the frame rate that I've got an issue with, which could be fixed if I play the PS5 version. I do have that, but as in another room, and this is just easier to stream in terms of location. Oh, I wanted to see if I could parry it. Can I go up here? I'll see if there's any archers or anything like that up here. Okay, redundant perch. There's an automatic slide down, which I quite like. There's no reason to take your time on the ladder in a game like this, so that's pretty cool. Show me your skill. That's like visually and mechanically, that's awesome. You take care of one dude as you would if they are coming at you anyway. But if you win it, you get like an intimidation factor on the other dudes. That's pretty cool. I like that. I didn't get a chance to win the suffering. He's just dying on the ground. Okay. I can find myself getting lost in this game.
志村から己のことは聞いておるぞ、堺人。こやつに見せてやる。己が我に蹂躙されて情けをこう姿をな。陳さあどうする、堺人。
Hey, what the boss is like in this game. Okay. I guess there was actually no way I could get around that. Just quickly looked it up because I was interested. Apparently, no, you can't kill the boss early on. Some bosses, some games allow you to do that. My God, it's like there's a bunch of videos online going, "Oh, what happens if you could beat the boss early on?" And literally one of the main articles, it says there is no way players can defeat the main antagonist of the game early on. Be really awkward.
若様、そろそろです。ああ、今参る。島中の者がお父上を弔いに来ております。皆を返してくれ。何をおっしゃいますか。
Okay, this better amount to something, otherwise why isn't it a cutscene?
ああ、お一人ではありませんよ。お父上は風。
Do you ever just think that about some of these games? Like, when there are narrative walking sections where you're following someone talking, like, people criticize the shit out of it in, like, Assassin's Creed, for example. Why isn't it a cutscene? Like, if you want to exposit story to me, and the game's like, well, we don't want to bore the player, let's have them walk at the same time. No, don't do that.
お母上は鳥となり見守ってくださいます。おじ上はご本人がお伝えくださいましょう。助かった。堺殿の息子とあらば、お前は我が国の同然だ。
父君は何よりも民を守られた。まことのものの不よ。
Don't get me wrong, this is kind of cool and everything, but press F to pay respects, am I right? It looks pretty.
すべて私のせいです。
ジン、それでも武士か。
父上は
私をかばって
息子を守るため戦で死んだのだ。無念はない。それがモノノフ。これからはお前が意志を継げ。あやつの魂はこの太刀に宿っておる。これを父と思え。明日わしの砦に来るがよい。迎え入れよう。今日は父に別れを告げろ。
I am not fit to wield this blade. Oh. The direction of the wind guides me. Let's do this. Follow the wind. Weirdy game. Look at all the detail they have on the grass.
You know.
ジェン、どうだった？
志村殿を見つけお助けしようとしたが、あえなくハーンに。叔父上は嘆いておろう。
あんたが無事でよかったよ。
命を捨てても対馬を救うつもりが、今や猛虎に故郷を乗っ取られ、味方もいなくなった。
自分より強いやつに負ける気持ちわかるよ。情けないよね。でも死んじまったら元も子もない。生き延びるためなら何だってやらなくちゃ。
このまま再びハーンに挑んだとしても、返り討ちに遭うのは必定。他の手立てを考えねばなるまい。そうして志村殿を救い、故郷を取り戻そう。
だったら私が。
騎兵だ。ハーンの番犬だ。
大勢で来る。まずい、隠れなきゃ。
Oh shit. I didn't do that. Oh god.
ハーンの番犬だ。
大勢で来る。まずい、隠れなきゃ。
Okay, that's a little Assassin's Creedy for my liking.
あんたを探してるんだ。馬が逃げちまったじゃないか。
主の元に戻るようしつけてある。来い。
すごいな。猛虎はあんたを探してる。
お主は逃げる。
Here's the truth.
俺が猛虎兵を引きつける。
タカを助けるまでそばを離れるつもりはないよ。
ではまず火星を得ねばな。腕が立つといえば石川先生や足立雅子殿、このお二人。
タカだって腕はいい。あの子を助ければ島で一番の鍛冶屋が味方につくんだ。城に忍び込める道具だって作れるよ。
では壁を登れるような。
タカの腕なら朝飯前さ。
捕まった場所は
ケチのあたりだった。
お主は先に行っておれ。後で向かおう。
あの子は弱いから長くは持たない。
ユナ、必ず弟を助ける。
志村様。
Pretty. That cut was a bit weird. Oh, the music's swelling up. Oh, this is awesome. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The opening was cut a bit short by the sudden dead end, but okay. Explore, okay. This is a table. Okay, so it actually tells you the incentive for doing them as well. That's pretty cool. As your legend grows, you will learn powerful new techniques. Good stuff. Maybe that's worth doing first? Oh, you're playing the flute. I got so confused. I was like, what the fuck? New content unlocked? Journey into the past. So I'm guessing that this is... I don't know what's happening. Swipe up. Okay. Ah, that's how you speed that up. Okay, got you, got you. A lot of mechanics just thrown on me in one go. Wind mechanic. It is. Golden Temple. Oh, it's a village. Is this it? Legend Storyteller. Oh, him. Okay, we get off the horse. Oh, I see. So the map unfolds as we explore. That's Metroid-ish. Something that I quite like about this already. Okay, so the map's big, but it's not huge, if that makes sense. Which is kind of awesome, because that gives me confidence, basically, that at least in terms of like a world map of sorts, this might be tightly designed. It's the Golden Summit Shrine. Should I follow? Ugh. Maybe I should have followed the path around. How so?
武士と知っていながら俺を止めるのか。どういう了見だ。
私の役目は神社を守ること。この戦が終わった後、神のご加護を再び求めて、民が詣でに来るときに鳥居がなくては困るでしょう。
今こそ加護がいる時だ。
そうですが、社への道は険しく、私も一度参ろうとしたところ、途中で死にかけました。
俺ならたどり着ける。木登りも崖登りも得意であったからな。
もし社まで行けましたら、島のためお祈りしてご符をお持ち帰りください。身につければ御身をお守りくださるはずです。
故郷のため役立てよう。助かった。
Okie dokie.
対馬にある鳥居は
Follow the Torii gates.
ご符もそこで得られることでしょう。
Okie dokie. I kind of wish that... I kind of wish that we came across this more, like, diegetically. Rather than the game pointing us towards this place. It sort of feels like I should have been able to spot it out rather than that's awesome. That's exactly what you want with stuff like that though as well. Like it pulls out when it knows that it looks gorgeous. I just hope it does the same with larger encounters. Please break the Dark Souls curse of having a really weird camera in an action game. Up here? I guess we want to keep going up, right? Boo. Is that a drop into death? It's weird. Ah! Oh lord. Okay. This is going to sound random, but the colour palette for this game reminds me of The Witness. That's a game that I'd like to replay someday. Whoa. Look at that. This game knows what it's doing. It's a bit automated with its climbing sections, a bit Uncharted for my liking. Charm of the Kami of the Sun. Killing enemies restores a moderate amount of health. That sounds really awesome. That was a good spot. Look at that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Can even climb up. Oh, that makes me nervous. That does. Awesome. Now I assume because we're higher up, oh, we can just quick travel to the bottom. Okay. It's like a few steps forward and a few steps back whenever I think about how this works. How is there a quick way to access the map? It's just that. Okay. I would have hoped that if we were up there and we could have like seen all this around here, it would have filled out the map a little bit for us. But that's fine, I guess. Do I want to go around and explore before I go up and do this stuff? You know what? Yes, I do. And I'll tell you why now. Because that way, if there's any optional stuff along the way, I sooner do it naturally than the game just pointing stuff out. We know about that. So far, I'm impressed. Literally, as I've been pointing out concerns bit by bit, the game's been addressing it. I think the only thing that is awkward is the frame rate, but it's not. Breaking the experience now. It's like Bloodborne levels of like. Approaching enemy territory, you can. Yeah. Wait, are we approaching enemy territory? Ooh, there is what looks like to be a camp over here. Let's go do that. I want to spend a playthrough of a game like this really just trying to take everything in and explore as much as possible. I think one of the issues is that something like the world of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example. That's my go-to example for what for being like, oh look, there's loads to do, and how you approach everything is really unique, and more games should take it on board. When in reality, when you're spotting things out and placing things like waypoints on things, what you're doing is you're one step away from doing what you would do in the game normally. And in terms of the content there, it's oh. Uh-oh. That ain't good. That ain't good. Streams down. Please be okay. Oh, I might have to end it here if it's going that poorly. Okay, I'll end the stream and I'll start back up again. Actually, I know what to do. Hang on very quickly. Is that better? Find out momentarily. Right, okay, I'm ending the stream and then I'll start back up again in a second. See you in a sec, guys.